Pacino? What's their best films?
Ooh, I love this question. Who's better, Robert De Niro or Al Pacino? Now, as you can see, I have a shelf and a half of Robert De Niro movies. Somewhere in my collection as well is half a dozen films of Al Pacino. I like both of them. I think they're both incredible actors, and the fact that they're still acting in their 70s and 80s is kind of insane because a lot of people their age are now starting to retire. So like that's pretty cool. Now, the smart answer would be like, oh my god, Laura's chosen Robert De Niro. That makes sense. Kids look of his movies. She recently did a binge for his stuff last year. It makes sense. No, I'm picking both of them. You know why? Because they both have their weaknesses and strengths when it comes to cinema. The movies of Al Pacino's that I own are ones that I don't think are commercially well known. Like, I've got Frankie and Johnny, I've got Devil's Advocate. Yeah, I have Scarface, which everybody knows about. Obviously, I have Godfather behind me, as well as a few other movies that I cannot think of off the top of my head. But I feel like they're both got their weaknesses and strengths. Now, I think the difference is Robert De Niro challenges himself with every role. As you can see, he's not just a gangster. He's a granddad. He's the dad. He's the father of brides. He's the guy who's like, I'm here just for the paycheck. He's the guy who's like, yeah, I've partnered with Scorsese for way too many times in my career, but so what? Like, he's played all these different types of roles. He's played the bad guy in Rocky and Bullwinkle. He's played a bus driver. He's played a taxi driver. He's played a comedian. There's a lot to play with, and he doesn't half-ass most of his roles. In recent years, yes, but he's played all sorts of roles. Al Pacino, in my eyes, with the films that he plays, I think he spent probably the first decade of his career trying to challenge himself, and after that, he just went, you know what, if I'm typecast, I'm typecast, so what? So he tends to play roles that he's very comfortable with. Now, there may be exceptions with Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill movie. He played himself, but he liked Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin' Chinos, whatever it's called. So there will be a few exceptions, but it's not a lot. Now, also, you say, are they better together or apart? They've only done one movie together, and that was Heat. Now, you're probably thinking, no, wait, there's been more than one. It's like, no. Actually, there is. Scratch that. Up until Heat, they had only done one movie together. Yes, they starred in the Godfather trilogy, but they never shared scenes together. They were playing father and son, but De Niro was in the past and Pacino was in the present. And then obviously in recent years, they've done The Irishman. They really haven't done that many films together. It's less than 3. So I'm like, it doesn't matter whether you put them apart or together. Obviously, Heat is their strong suit because they worked well. They knew how to play that balance together. And like they already kind of knew what they were getting into. As they get older, they're just best mates now, or according to the way that they perceive themselves in the public eye. But yeah, no, I would pick both of them. You can't make me choose one or the other. They both have different filmographies. They both see themselves differently in their roles. Up until recent years, De Niro always challenged himself. Up until recent years, Pacino always played the same type of character. So it's kind of hard to put the two actors together when they've got some pretty good films. And I cannot narrow it down to my top 5 because that is very mean. I'm sorry.